It's easy to imagine that the world, at times, is vast and indifferent, that we are but fleeting specks of life in the grand, unyielding stretch of time. And yet, in the most isolated corners of the earth, the cold has a way of bringing us to our knees. Some places are so far removed from the reach of civilization that they remain untouched by the noise of human existence. But there are other places like the Ural Mountains, where something sinister lies just beyond the veil of silence. A place where the cold is not just the absence of warmth, but the absence of answers. In the winter of 1959, 9 students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute embarked on a skiing expedition. Young, driven, and experienced, they were eager to challenge themselves in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the group had undertaken many expeditions before, but this one would not be like the others. For when they set out into the wilderness of the Ural Mountains, none of them would ever return, and their disappearance would spark one of the greatest mysteries in history. Igor Dyatlov, the leader of the group, was a skilled and respected student. His companions were no less capable, experienced hikers, skiers, and adventurers who had braved the harshest conditions. They knew what they were doing, but no amount of preparation could have prepared them for what they were about to face. For in the cold, forgotten shadows of the mountains, something waited for them. The journey began like any other, with excitement and anticipation. They were eager to conquer the mountains, to push the limits of their endurance. Yet, by the time they reached the final stretch of their expedition, something began to change. Strange events began to unfold, events that no one could have predicted. And when they disappeared, the world was left with more questions than answers. Weeks passed, and no word came from the expedition. The urgency grew, and search parties were sent out to locate the hikers. Days turned into weeks, and still, nothing. Then, finally, the team found something. A tent, partially buried, its edges shredded, torn open in a manner that was unsettling. The hikers' belongings were left behind. Their skis, their packs, their food, everything they had relied on, abandoned in a hurry. The tent itself had been cut open from the inside. It was as if the hikers had been running from something that had terrified them to their core. But what could have driven them to such desperation? What had they feared so much? They had fled the safety of their camp in a panic, yet there was no sign of struggle. No animal tracks, no sign of any attack. Only the wreckage of their tent. The footprints left behind, scattered and erratic, suggested that they were in a state of panic, yet they were barefoot, completely unprepared for the harsh conditions, the snow, and the freezing temperatures that plummeted to -30 degrees Celsius. Experienced hikers, well equipped for any obstacle, running into the night with little clothing, abandoning their shelter. The evidence, or rather, the lack of it, only raised more questions. As the search continued, one by one, the bodies of the hikers were discovered. Some were found huddled together, while others lay far from the camp, as though they had tried to escape or reach help. But what was most disturbing, what defied all explanation, was the condition of their bodies. 2 of the hikers were found with severe chest injuries. Injuries so deep and forceful that they could have only been caused by tremendous pressure. But there were no external wounds, no marks of physical trauma. It was as if something had crushed their chests from the inside out. And yet, No explanation for this force was found. One body in particular would prove to be even more inexplicable. A woman's tongue gone, completely missing. There was no sign of it being torn out, no sign of struggle, only the absence. In its place, only more questions. But perhaps the most chilling discovery was the radiation found on some of the hikers' clothing. Traces of it, where there should have been none. The source of this radiation was a mystery in itself. Some believe they had unknowingly stumbled upon a secret military operation. Others thought it might be connected to an experiment, a dangerous government test. The Soviet Union was known for its secrecy, and this could have been yet another part of the unknown, hidden from the eyes of the world. In the years that followed, theories began to emerge, each one more bizarre than the last. Was it an avalanche? Some suggested that a rare type of avalanche, one that moved slowly and silently, had caused the hikers to panic. But how could that explain the strange injuries? The missing tongue? The radiation? Was it a government cover-up, an experiment gone wrong? Or was it something else entirely? Something ancient? The truth remains buried in the snow, lost to time, to the cold, to the silence. The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the greatest mysteries in history, and the questions left behind, they still haunt us today. Was it an avalanche, a military conspiracy, or something even more terrifying? The only thing certain is that the truth may never be fully known, and perhaps that is the most terrifying mystery of all.